Hey you guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I posted, but I'm back and today I have a wig tutorial for you guys. This hair I actually got off of Amazon. It wasn't the best quality and I'll do some more explaining towards the end of the video, but right now I'm just showing you guys everything that came in the package. So here I'm just going to be washing the hair with the Shimmer Light shampoo just so I can start toning it. That way I can get some of that yellow out before I go in with the hair dye. So guys, this time when I did this purple shampoo, I did try to wash it normally and I didn't do the watercolor method just because last time it turned the hair like an ashy gray color and I wanted to avoid that this time because I didn't want it to affect the color. Okay guys, so now going in with the best part, I'm taking Adore's powder blue hair dye and I'm only going to be using one bottle to dye this hair just because I didn't want the hair to be too blue. I wanted more of like an icy color. Okay guys, so here when I'm mixing, I don't know if you guys can see it in the video like I can, but there's these little globs of color that are in the bowl before I even started mixing it all together. And just make sure that you mix all the way until you can no longer see any more of those, just so it doesn't affect the way your hair colors, because you don't want like bigger amounts of color in certain areas than others. So just make sure you stir it up as best as you can. I did only have this hair in the color for about a minute or so just because I didn't want it to get too dark, because the dye that I am using is supposed to be much darker than it's showing up. That's also why I only used one bottle of dye and I used a lot of water just so it would kind of dilute it and I could get the color that I wanted. Look at this color, you guys. Oh my gosh, it came out so much nicer than I thought it would. It came out exactly like I wanted. I know it looks purple right here, but I promise it's not. And I'm just gonna take some serum and put this in the hair just so the hair can be moisturized, because you know when you're blow drying, you're putting all that heat and I just didn't want it to be dry. So I got all up close for this clip because I wanted to show you guys how I'm plucking the hair. I know it's not the best angle, but maybe you guys can just see how you should section the hair, where you should start plucking from. Hopefully this is helpful for some people who just don't know how to do it. So you're gonna see me put in some coconut oil and then I'll start to braid my hair. I did brush it out before I did this. That's why I look like I have a lion's mane, but we're just gonna, move past that. But I just put it in 5 braids. You can just do whatever works for you. I just know my hair is very fine, so if I put 5 braids in, it's not gonna seem very bulky. I didn't put any other product in besides the Got2b gel that you guys will see me use in a minute. And that's just because I wanted this to be a protective style and I didn't want a whole bunch of stuff in my hair causing it to not breathe. I just wanted my hair to be able to grow during this process of having the wig on. So that's what you guys are seeing me do now, is put the Got2b gel in and brush back the hair. I'm also putting more coconut oil in just so that my hair can be moisturized underneath the cap so that it's not very itchy. I'm just going in and cutting some slots by my ears for the bald cap just so that, I can place it on my head correctly. This is a process that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen, but I'm still gonna show you guys just in case somebody hasn't. And right now I'm just gonna take some Got2b spray and I'm going in little sections and putting this on. I find that this works best to keep the bald cap on correctly, just because I know sometimes I'll spray and then once I go to cut the bald cap, some parts aren't dry down completely. So I like to do this just so that I can make sure I get every single spot and everything is, you know, glued down as nicely as possible. And now I'm just gonna take some sewing needle and thread. Just use some black thread, doesn't matter the color, but I took this and I put this so that the wig cap would not come up. This is a new process for me. I've never done this before, but I do like it. And now I am just lifting the cap and cutting it off. And you guys will see me get really close and go slowly through this process just so that I can get it as natural as possible. Just want to take a pair of scissors and just cut off any pieces that seem to be sticking up, just so that you can get the cap as melted as possible. And that's why I'm going on with the glue right now. Just putting one layer, and you're gonna let this layer dry down completely so that it holds the cap down and really melts it into your skin. When you see people have melted bald caps, this is exactly why, because they put a layer of glue on that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take this makeup as well, just to get it to blend in with my skin. But yeah, I didn't know before that people were using glue to hold the bald cap down after they used the Got2b Freeze spray. And so I just wanna pass that tip on to you guys. If you didn't know, that is how you're gonna get your lace to be melted. Now, I also just took some alcohol and cleaned up around my scalp, just so that I wouldn't have anything that would keep the glue from sticking properly. And here I'm just putting the makeup on the wig as well so that I can get it to match my skin and everything just blends in seamlessly. I don't know why, but this part has always been one of the trickiest parts for me, but I finally got it down. And you're just gonna wanna section your hair off so that you can get everything out of the way. You don't accidentally cut any pieces that you don't want to. But you're just gonna be cutting the ear tabs like around your shape, and you wanna do this on your head just so you know exactly how it's going to fit, and it can fit perfectly for you. What I just did there is I cut 2 slits into the lace just so I can section off and glue everything down separately. I find that this is just an easier process and much simpler than doing like inch by inch or doing the whole lace at once, because that just makes things way difficult. But this process really did work for me. You guys will see this lace blends in amazingly, like you cannot even tell it's a wig. So just you do this process and I promise it'll work for you. Just be careful, take your time. I honestly took 5 hours doing this wig, and that is why this video took forever for me to get out, because it was a 2-hour and 30-minute long video that I had to cut down to 11 minutes. So yeah, just take your time, go as slow as you can, and your wig will lay as nicely as you've ever seen it before, I promise. Alright you guys, I made sure I got really close so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm cutting very slowly and close to the hairline as possible. This is where I would make a lot of my mistakes, because I would leave too much lace, which makes it look very wiggy, and you don't want that. So you need to make sure you cut as close as you can get, but not cutting the hair off, go around your shape of your hairline to make it look as realistic as you possibly can. And that's just going to give you the best results. I didn't realize that before, but you need to cut as closely as you possibly can. I also took some glue and just put some more on in the areas that didn't glue down all the way. That way, everything would be perfectly laid. And now I'm just showing you guys how I'm styling the hair. I don't have a curling iron, so that's why I'm using my straightener. It seems to work for me. Honestly, I wish I had a curling iron for the curls that I wanted to do, but it's okay. It still works out in the end. So I'm just rolling everything up manually and